10 fun facts about Ballerina Cappuccina. Number 10. An origin with a taste of coffee. Legend has it that Ballerina Cappuccina was born from an accidental mix of art and caffeine. One moonlit night in the old Brain Rot Cafe Theater, a distracted barista spilled a cappuccino on a pair of ballet slippers left abandoned on the stage. From that unusual blend of foamy coffee and artistic passion, a tiny dancer with a teacup head emerged. The very first appearance of our beloved Ballerina Cappuccina. The scene looked like something out of a surreal dream. The little dancer, drenched in magical coffee, came to life and began to dance among the empty tables. From that moment on, her destiny was tied to the aroma of coffee and the music of ballet. This coffee-flavored origin proved that, in the world of brain rot, even the strangest accidents can bring extraordinary creatures to life. Number 9. Living latte art. Ballerina Cappuccina's head is not just a simple cappuccino cup, it's a living, changing work of latte art. The foam on her head forms intricate designs that shift with her emotions. If she's happy, the foam might display decorative flowers. If she becomes thoughtful, perhaps the delicate figure of a swan will appear in the latte. She wakes up each day with a different design in her foam, as if her nightly dreams were sketched right on top. This living latte art isn't just for show, it also communicates secret messages. On one occasion, her cappuccino foam revealed a small map that led her to discover an enchanted old coffee mill hidden in the forest. Another day, a beating heart appeared in the foam, just as she reunited with an old friend, showing her joy without needing a single word. The patterns on her head make Ballerina Cappuccina an open book of foam, telling us stories and feelings with every whimsical drawing that floats upon her cup. Number 8. The Enchanted Cafe Theater. Ballerina Cappuccina lives and performs on a very special stage, an enchanted cafe theater in the heart of the brain rot universe. This place, half bohemian coffee shop and half opera house, is lit by chandeliers made of teaspoons and hanging cups. The floor is a gigantic porcelain saucer upon which she performs her ballet routines. Every night, the armchairs and tables arrange themselves as an audience, while anthropomorphic coffee beans gather and applaud by hopping to the beat. In this dreamlike theater, the music doesn't come from ordinary instruments, but from espresso machines that whistle melodies and coffee grinders that mark the rhythm. Ballerina Cappuccina dazzles with her perfect spins and leaps, sometimes splashing tiny droplets of coffee that sparkle like stars under the lights. The atmosphere is so magical that a simple arabesque of hers can make coffee plants bloom in the corners of the stage. Without a doubt, her home and stage is as fantastic as she is, a place where every performance is a delightful spectacle for the senses. Number 7. Surreal friends and rivals. As a true inhabitant of brain rot, Ballerina Cappuccina has friends who are as wacky as they are charming. One of her greatest friends is Chimpanzini Bananini, a chimpanzee fused with a banana, who often joins her in fun tropical choreographies. She also rehearses with Tralalero Tralala, a dancing shark who wears sneakers on his fins and creates waves to the rhythm of the music. With friends this unique, her musical numbers turn into surreal parties filled with laughter, dancing bananas, and rhythmic splashes. In such an absurd world, peculiar rivalries also emerge. Her nemesis on stage is Tiatina Porcelina, an elegant ballerina with a steaming porcelain teapot for a head. They say Tiatina envies Cappuccina's caffeinated popularity, and their encounters turn into epic dance duels between tea and coffee. On the stage, one performs pirouettes with the aroma of Earl Grey, while the other responds with espresso-flavored leaps. Despite these theatrical competitions, Ballerina Cappuccina tries to maintain harmony in the brain rot community with her grace and good humor, proving that even rivalries can be resolved with a good musical number. Number 6. A Romance with Cappuccino Assassino. Ballerina Cappuccina has a love whose name might sound dangerous, but in reality, it's a coffee fairy tale. She is married to Cappuccino Assassino. Despite the chilling nickname, Cappuccino Assassino is a kind-hearted gentleman with a humanoid body and a dark cappuccino cup for a head, adorned with a mustache-shaped foam design. They met backstage during a chaotic performance. He saved her from slipping on a puddle of spilled espresso, appearing out of nowhere like a true caffeinated hero. The chemistry between them was instant. Literally love at first sip. Cappuccino Assassino faithfully supports Ballerina in every show, escorting her behind the scenes with the elegance of an old-fashioned suitor, albeit one with the aroma of strong coffee. Together, they perform magical duets. While she spins on her toes, he summons swirls of coffee around her, creating a trail of foam and cocoa with every dance. This peculiar couple shows that even in an absurd world, true love can be both sweet and strong, just like a good cappuccino. Number 5. Magic in every pirouette. Ballerina Cappuccina doesn't just dance, she creates magic with every pirouette. As she dances, she spreads caffeinated energy through the air. Her movements are so graceful that the liquid in her cup never spills, unless she wants it to. And when she does, those drops of cappuccino transform into small miracles. A swift pirouette turns coffee splashes into brown-colored butterflies that flutter over the audience. A grand jeté draws arches of foam in the air like latte rainbows, and a final spin can plant coffee beans in the ground that sprout instantly. It is rumored that during one special performance, Ballerina Cappuccina danced with such passion that her coffee emitted aromatic musical notes. The audience swore they could hear violins and tiny bells with each spin, as if the very essence of the cappuccino had become a symphony. Furthermore, her dancing has magical effects on the audience. Those who watch her feel a sweet rush of energy, as if they've just had the best coffee of their lives. The magic of her dance leaves everyone with sparkling eyes and a racing heart, and probably unable to sleep that night from all the excitement. Number 4. The caffeine curse. Not everything is rosy or whipped cream colored in the life of Ballerina Cappuccina. She bears a curious caffeine curse. Due to the magical nature of her head, she can never sleep deeply. She is always slightly awake, her espresso bright eyes still wide in the middle of the night. When she tries to rest, the coffee in her cup bubbles restlessly, whispering fragments of Italian melodies that are impossible to silence. This eternal wakefulness has made her wise in the quiet dawns of the cafe theater, though at times a hint of melancholy washes over her as she watches the sunrise without having slept a wink. She must also be careful with her own coffee heart. If her drink gets too cold, Ballerina loses her strength and her characteristic glow. That's why she always wears a small, enchanted warmer as a necklace, ensuring her cappuccino stays at the perfect temperature. The caffeine curse is a double-edged sword. It gives her endless energy to dance non-stop, but in return, it denies her restful sleep. Still, our ballerina handles it with humor. Sleep is overrated when there's so much dancing to do, and uses her sleepless nights to rehearse new steps under the moonlight. Number 3. An espresso-scented icon. Within the brain rot community, Ballerina Cappuccina has become a true espresso-scented icon. Her very image is inspiring. She represents the union of classical art and the spark of the everyday. Who would have thought that something as mundane as a cup of coffee could dance with such grace? For many inhabitants of this surreal world, Cappuccina is a whimsical muse who proves that beauty can arise from the most bizarre combinations and that creativity knows no bounds. Annual festivals are held in her honor, where other hybrid creatures try to imitate her ballet steps, balancing cups on their heads in a mix of respect and humor. Without intending to, Ballerina Cappuccina became a symbol of unbridled imagination. When she appears on stage, everyone feels that any dream, no matter how crazy, is possible. Her presence literally perfumes the air with optimism and a faint scent of cinnamon and sweet coffee. In the brain rot universe, being different is a cause for celebration, and no one embodies that idea better than our ballerina with the cappuccino head. Number 2. Dancing with death and winning. Even magical creatures face dangers, and Ballerina Cappuccina is no exception. There was a time when she literally danced with death and lived to tell the tale. During an ill-fated show, a treacherous rival sabotaged the stage, causing a huge cauldron of boiling coffee to overflow. Our ballerina fell into an abyss of caffeinated darkness, disappearing from sight between waves of foamy espresso. The audience let out a collective gasp, fearing this would be her tragic finale mid-performance. But it would be a mistake to underestimate Ballerina Cappuccina. Seconds later, she emerged from the lake of coffee like a ghostly vision, performing a slow adagio on the very surface of the liquid. Drenched but unharmed, her tutu stained brown, she continued her dance with superhuman determination. It is said that in that moment she defeated the Grim Reaper himself, as no accident could extinguish her caffeinated energy or her will to shine. That night, her triumphant return drew tears, and even a few coffee beans from the audience, sealing her place as a living legend in the brain rot world. Number 1. A destiny written in foam. Finally, there is a mystical mystery surrounding Ballerina Cappuccina. It is said that her destiny is written in the foam on her head. Ancient coffee oracles have prophesied that the latte art adorning her cup is actually an arcane language. Every swirl of cream and every sprinkle of cocoa narrates fragments of a great prophecy. According to the wise baristas, one day the ephemeral patterns in her foam will align perfectly to reveal a complete message, heralding a momentous change in the brain rot universe. Some believe Ballerina Cappuccina is destined to create the eternal espresso, a cup of coffee so perfect it will unleash a wave of infinite creativity throughout brain rot. Others whisper that her final dance will open a portal to a realm of caffeinated dreams spoken of only in whispers. For her part, she carries this prophecy with humility. Night after night, she continues to dance, never knowing when that moment written in the foam will arrive. The only thing for certain is that with every fragrant step and every pirouette she draws in the air, she brings us a little closer to that magical destiny that only a ballerina with a cappuccino head could fulfill.